and welcome back to Fuzzy Dutchy Gaming and my update on the Lightning Strike Raider and where I've got it to at this point in the league and what you need to do to clear the majority of the content in the game. Now the estimated cost of my character is probably around 20 to 30x. It's difficult to say as I've crafted a bit of the gear, bought some of the gear. You could go cheaper and get most of it done, and you could even double the damage with lots of investment. There's people I've seen that are taking on the feared and all sorts of content with more of a budget. I've been really under the weather, so I've hardly played like the last 3 or 4 days. So my build is not where I wanted it to be, but I'm still having tons of fun playing it and I'm still clearing most of the content really easily. So in terms of content that I've cleared and clear every time, all of the invitations other than the feared are pretty easy. I haven't tried the feared because I haven't unlocked it, but I would want more damage to do the feared. I think survivability is fine because we very rarely get hit. And when we do, a lot of it goes to elemental. My issue is that I don't think we could burst one down before the other one spawns, and then we might end up with 5 bosses all at once and you're never going to clear it. And it's a really expensive invitation to tackle. So I think I will try it. I just want to get my gear a bit better before I go and attempt it. Maven's really easy other than the fact I'm crap at the fight and memory game is not the best thing for me, but I still haven't failed one. A9 series is really easy and all the A9 mapping and conquerors is simple. 4 and 5 orb T16 delis are absolutely fine. 20 wave simulacrums have cleared no problem. 21 is more of a difficulty. The difficulty jumps up loads once you get to wave 21. And I find that depending on what modifiers you get, it could be doable or it can just be impossible. So the 2 ones I've tried when I got to 21, there was a couple of rares with silly buffs like increased fears, increased attack speed, frenzy, all that sort of thing. It took me ages to clear the map. And then when I get to Kosis, who had spawned, he had like plus 70% health and Ellie res, and I just couldn't dent him even with my burst damage with all the Vile skills. So I think you would want more damage to do these. Survivability again is fine. I didn't feel like I died that often other than when you just get overwhelmed with auras. But the damage I think definitely needs to be increased. In terms of progress, as I say, it's been slow for me. I don't even have a Farruls fur yet. The POB in the guide includes a Farruls fur and the shield that you should use to go along with that. I've been running just a crit chest that I Scourged, which was really cheap, and a shield with +2 to minimum power charges that cost me 20c, and it's been fine to do everything. I think it could be more comfortable with a Farruls fur because you don't have to worry about, you know, power charges and stuff like that. But I've easily farmed 20 to 30x on the build. I just keep spending the money trying different things, and with the minimal playtime combined, I've probably not used my time and money very efficiently. In regards to farming with the build, I keep it really simple. I don't use any investment other than scarabs, and I farm exclusively in Valdo's Rest. I take the delirium nodes and the blight nodes. When delirium spawns, you can often get delirium orbs and some of them go for decent money. Same with blight, you drop a blight map, it's guaranteed money. I then just have the A9 passive selected to cut down the time to get to the citadels, and I have Guardian's Aids to get double Guardians for Guardian maps. In terms of Scourging maps, I'm doing white maps, tier 1 to 5. I'm looking for Legion Splinters, Simulacrum Splinters, Expedition Currency, or Scourge Currency. I'm sure there's some that I'm missing. I basically bake it a couple of times and see what the currency is that I can get and look what the mod that's going to affect me is. So if it's something like take 3,000 physical damage, I'm not going to do that anymore because if it goes to 6,000, I'm very likely to get one shot because I don't have any mitigation. If I get one with decent ones, like, you know, you lose energy shield or you move a bit slower, or, you know, you lose evasion because these are only T1 to tier 5 maps, then I take it up to at least 8 and then run them. And these are normally, if you can get one to 10, you're easily going to get an X worth of currency out of it. If you've got like Simulacrum Splinters, you can get 150 out of a map. I think when I took it to 10, I was getting 30 Simulacrum Splinters per rare mob, and I was very unlucky they only got 8 in the map. If you got 10 rare mobs in a map with 30 Simulacrum Splinters, that's a whole Simulacrum. And then I had something like Expedition Currency to go along with it. I got about 80c worth of Expedition rerolls. Now, this obviously take a while to go, but there's something you could just naturally do as you're mapping. So I'll make sure I'm always Scourging when I'm mapping as much as I can. I'm very rarely dying. I'm only really dying on like the Breachlord invitations. I died a couple of times. Maven I always die because I'm crap at the fight. So I've got my character to 95 and basically decided that I'm now not bothered about getting any more levels because it's too much of a chore playing naturally. So I'm just throwing myself at content. In regards to Sirius, we've had horrible RNG. I think we've killed him 8 to 10 times on Awakener 8 and 9. We've had 1 Awakened Gem worth 8c and no Awakener Orb. Same with the Cortex. I've been an idiot. I've had 4 Cortex maps drops over the period of me playing. I've run them all, got absolutely nothing for them. Could have sold them for like 8x. Same with the Uber breaches. At 2 different points, I've had those drop from the invitations. I've random to see if my character could do it. Both times they couldn't. Second time in this gear, I was very, very close to getting to the end of the Untitled Breach. I just ran out of time, probably only at 10% of the map left. Survivability was not a problem. The problem was I only had +2 pierce from my Vile Gem, and this is where that extra pierce on an enchant probably would have seen me through the content. So there's not much more to go through. I think if you've been following the build guides, you'll be able to just look at the POB and either buy or craft the gear that you want. The only thing I want to go through is pierce, because there's lots of different ways you can get it, and depending on your budget is depending how you're going to go about doing that. So I don't have an enchant on my helmet because I wanted a Blizzard Crown and I wanted it Redeemer Influence, and to get that with the enchant on, or even just to get an enchant on a Blizzard helmet, is really, really expensive. So at the moment I don't have one, and I run Anger Reservation on my amulet, and this allows me to run all the skills. To get pierce, you can either have +3 or +2 on the helmet. Judging by my experience in the Uber breaches, I think +3 is what you need. You could get +2 on boots and then craft +1 on either your gloves or your helmet. You could just craft on gloves and helmet to get +1 each. You've obviously got the nodes in the tree, but they're honestly a waste of points. And then you've got what I'm doing, which is a Vile Anomalous Lightning Strike. You only get 2 pierce, and it only pierces on the Lightning Strike, not the Vile side of things. But I don't honestly think that's the best way to go, and if they're still worth 4 or 5x, I'm going to sell it and find another way to do that. That pretty much sums up the video. I wanted to bring a longer video out, but I'm really, really not feeling great. So just thought I'd bring you guys a POB. What I have done as well, there's a guy in our Discord called Slot. I will link you his POB. I'll also link you to his Twitch channel and his YouTube channel. He's basically been farming like a maniac on this build. He's got way more investment into his build than I am, and he's got more of what I would call an end game version. This is kind of a half end game version, if I'm honest. So his POB will be in the description as well. There's a link to the Discord where he posts videos and he streams. 100% recommend you dropping along and following him. He's not like a content creator. He just streams. He doesn't interact. He just streams his gameplay, shares his POBs and uploads his videos. But it's really, really interesting to see really how much this build can transfer content when you get enough investment. So before I totally choke and start coughing and dying again, like that, we'll end the video. Got any questions, please let me know. The Discord link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, take care, and see you in the next video.